Well, this is interesting. I just read an article on World Net Daily Faith. I'll attach the link. You're not going to have to look for it. The title is Secret Planting of Up to 75,000 Syrian Muslims Begins in the U.S. Now, when you read the article, it's rather interesting, but I think it's somewhat deceiving. It starts off by saying up to 10,000 Syrian refugees, most of them Muslims, will be settled in cities throughout the U.S. in 2015, with that figure expected to surge to nearly 75,000 over the next 5 years. What the article alludes to is that there's plenty of room for true Muslim believers in the Middle East, but there's not any room for the Christian Muslims. I got a question. Do you think that the chosen one, Barack Hussein Obama, gives a damn about Christians? Do you think that out of those 10,000 initial Syrian refugees, you might find a handful of Christians that slipped in? If Obama was concerned about the Christians, would he not have not removed all of the symbols that deal with Christianity? Would he not have stopped trying to destroy Christmas? Would he not have attended his Christian church? Yeah, I don't believe that there's more than a handful of Christians that will be brought to the United States, and those that will be brought had to lie. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been brought. Yeah, it talks about North Dakota being one of the areas that they're going to settle. Louisville, Kentucky has sufficient numbers that they now are publishing a newspaper in Arabic. You'd think that maybe they would say, hey, you know what? You want to come to this country, learn English. But that's not what they're doing, because they don't assimilate. No, they don't integrate. No. And then another area that they're going to be headed to is North Carolina, Texas, Ohio, and Lincoln, Nebraska. You want to read the whole article, and there's a little video that you might want to look at as well. I have a lot of compassion for people, but I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it appear as if they have compassion for people. And we know how Muslims feel about non-true believers. So who's actually being brought in to America? I believe the terrorists are being brought in. Obama has been bringing them in for years. And if he could have achieved his objective by disarming the American people, well, I wouldn't be making this video. I would have been gone a long time ago. And I don't mean gone off of YouTube. I mean gone. You know, like no longer on this earth. This is just mind-boggling. These people are being brought here. And again, I don't believe that more than a handful of Christians are in the mix. When you read the article, it tries to suggest otherwise. And I'm not saying that World Net Daily is trying to deceive us, because they're not. We're being deceived. But we've been deceived for so long, it's becoming more difficult for them to deceive those that have a clue as to what's going on. Read the article. Let me know what you think. I sort of told you what I think.